Hello, PamelaZero here. Welcome. This is one of a series of workshops designed to give you the basics in writing. Let's get started. All right, let's head over to PamelaZero.com and you'll see this image right here, which leads to the build workshop. You can also use this study link if you want to. That brings you to the workshop page. As you see, I've got quite a few. Click to download the free build worksheet. Click on this. It will bring you to the worksheet. Okay, this is where we start for this whole process. So I'm going to give you a second to get that open. And if you need any more time to get that downloaded and open, just go ahead and pause this video here. All right, so as you can see, we've got a couple of things here: plot, action, exposition, character, internals. These are the four most common components of building a story in a way that will immerse your reader. That's just me. This is a way to reach me after the workshop. If you've got questions or you get stuck using this, go ahead and just give me a ring here. Let's go ahead. This is from the last workshop. There we go. All right. Scene. I number all my scenes. Just makes it a lot easier down the road to keep track of everything, especially if I put the number in the document in my first and second drafts. Character point of view. Which character are we using for our point of view for this? If there's no character, you're doing omniscient, just go ahead and put omniscient on there. Reader point of view. This is what the reader experiences as they're reading the scene. Writer point of view. This is your subtext that you want to put in there. Exposition. This is any culture, history, description that you need in this scene. Action intensity. This is the driver for your pace. Some scenes have very little action. They're not very intense. They'll allow you to slow the pace a little bit, and you want to keep track of that as you go through the whole piece. Character development. How does your character change as you move? Sometimes there is no character development. You're just introing a character. That's fine too. Sometimes I use this to mention a motivator for the character based on the backstory that I'm putting in over on the exposition. Issue, angst. What event is happening that is the main emotional content of the piece, so that you can also track that to your character development, your exposition. These three are connected. Okay? And then a place for basic notes. So let's start here. We'll head on back. Let's do an example. Okay, go ahead and type in chat if you're doing this live with me. What kind of story are we going to do? Okay, I'm seeing sci-fi, I'm seeing romance, I'm seeing murder mystery. Okay, let's do murder mystery. That sounds fun. Okay. Murder at midnight. Okay. That'll work. All right, that's our story. Okay, so this is the first chapter. Let's put chapter 1 here. And how many words are in the chapter? If you are like me and you're trying to keep your words under a certain amount per chapter, go ahead and put them here. If you just want to keep track of the numbers for the whole chapter, that's a good place to do it. There are times when I actually put my word count all the way down for the scenes. Most of the time I don't anymore though. Okay. All right. Who is my character going to be? The character point of view is going to be from Detective Brimley. He'll be our lead investigator for this. Reader point of view. What happens in the story from the reader's point of view? Brimley arrives, finds body. Okay, that's our first scene. Writer point of view. What is it that I am trying to do in this particular scene? What do I want the reader to understand and walk away with? Well, I need to intro Brimley. Okay. And I need to establish cause of death. Well, part of it, apparent cause of death. Okay. All right. Exposition. Exposition is your history, culture, physical environment, anything you need to explain to the reader so that they understand what's happening. Okay, so in this case, I need to define Brimley's look. Yeah, Chris, I see your note. Okay, define Brimley's look and establish location. Action intensity, discover body. Now, I've worked with a few writers who actually just put high, medium, and low here rather than what the actual action is. You can do that as well. Character development. We're only introducing Brimley here, so the character development is pretty low. Issue angst, dead body. Okay. Notes. Brimley finds body. Okay, there we go. There's our first scene. This is what happens with just the first one. Okay. Second scene. What happens next, guys? Yep, we'll keep it on Brimley as a point of view. Okay, so we're going to have Brimley gathers everyone in library. There we go. From the reader point of view, that's what's happening. From the writer point of view, this is my intro of possible suspects. Okay, yay! Exposition. Backstory of suspects and victim. Okay. Action, intensity. There really isn't much happening here. We can have everyone be scared. Scared people. And then character development. Let's do some Brimley reaction to suspects. Leads to a bit of backstory. Issue, angst, dead body. And I don't have any. Yeah, people are writing all these things. Okay, scene 3. Still Detective Brimley. Okay. Let's add some more stuff happening here. From the reader's point of view, let's have the brothers get into a fight. I like that one. Okay. The writer point of view casts suspicion on brothers. There we go. So we're going to pull in our first possible, they're either red herrings or they did it, or one or the other did. Okay, exposition that we need to talk about here. We've gone through a little bit of the backstories, a little bit of the victim. Let's go into the staff of household. Okay, action intensity, fight, 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 fight. Okay, character development. Let's see. Let's go to the brothers. And staff. Backstory. Staff intro. Okay. There we go. Issue, angst, fight, and accusations. No, I don't know what the accusations are yet. We haven't written that yet, guys. All right, so if you are just coming into this particular workshop for the shorter version of it, now you have what you need to go ahead and build out your entire piece. I think you could probably understand what we're doing here. Overall, once you're done with a chapter, just go ahead, copy paste, put the next chapter down, fix your word count for it, just keep going. And keep going over and over and over and over until you've hit every scene in this entire thing, in your book. All right, this allows you, as you go down, to see your point of view, who your main character is, if you have one, what happens from the reader's point of view. This will help with your plot. What happens with your writer point of view? This is your subtext. This is the information you want your reader to get without having to spell it out to them. Exposition. Here is where you can make sure that you've said something and put something in that you need to have in, so that later on when you're in the middle of the story and say, oh my goodness, did I ever explain that the maid was originally not a maid, that she lived outside? All of that, you will know where you discussed it by looking at this column. Action intensity. Every single story varies in action intensity. So your short story shape is going to rise up, then fall, or it's going to rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. Some people do rise, fall, rise higher, fall, rise higher. Just depends on what shape your story is. You'll be able to see that actual shape here pretty clearly. Character development, again, falling into the realm of, did I say this yet or not? Have I clued the reader in yet or not? Did I give a backstory for them or not? Issue, angst, is mainly with your pacing. If all you have are big, huge issues and problems all the way down, and there are none here, there are no scenes here that are quiet and give the reader a break, then you might want to take a look at that again. Rilke said it. He said it's not a question of whether or not we have the right notes to play, but whether or not there's silence to play them in. So don't exhaust your reader with non-stop issues and problems. We are not doing an action movie here. A book can be similar to an action movie, but make sure that you're fitting your genre. And the more you allow your reader to take that break at relevant times, the more you'll be able to have them fully involved when they get back into things. Okay, that's the shorter version of this workshop. If you are here for the long haul, I know that we've already done a good hour and a half of work before we opened this up. So the folks that are sticking through for the first chunk, this is it. You're cooked. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate you being here. Go ahead and check on the website for an additional link if you want to listen to the rest of this. I go into detail more about these aspects and actually how to line these up in relation to plot, action, exposition, and character internals, and which one of these headers works on which part of this. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. I think it's, I'm trying to remember how much it is. I think it's $5.99. I'm not sure. I'll probably have it on sale soon anyway. Go ahead and take a look. And if you're interested, go ahead and come on in. Everybody else, take a 3 or 4 minute break and we'll get right back into it when we come back. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk with you soon. Take care.